Candles, fibs, crosses, EMAs. It's the tools of the day trade. Don't be a noob and trade on websites that don't give you BitBoy bonuses. Click the link in the description to get set up on ByBit or Femex and get an insane sign-up bonus for being part of the BitSquad. Leverage trade responsibly, but do it the right way on Femex or ByBit. Bonus details in the links below.
BitBoy Crypto Morning TA. Good morning, everybody. It's December 6th, 2021. My name's Matty B. That is Scaramucci's. And this is your morning TA. Brief glimpse into the crypto markets, where the sun's shining, where the wind's blowing, all the humble opinion of this piano. Zamboni, bringing the data. The FOMO index is at 16 from yesterday's 18. And Friday's 31. Bitcoin dominance is at 41%. 24-hour volumes at 120 billion, and the overall market cap is 2.21 trillion. Give or take 100 million. Well, what a weekend, my friends. After Friday's epic sell-off, Bitcoin did spend the entire weekend at the spa, drinking cucumber water and getting hydrofacials, even turned off its cell phone, which it hasn't done since the iPhone 3 days. Looking at the FOMO index, which is essentially the fear and greed index, paraphrased to make more sense, it hasn't been this low since July 21st, when we were at 29K. We are at 47.5-ish right now, which is, 20K higher than July. And yet we're at the same state of fear in the market. So to a certain degree, fear as a human emotion is a relative feeling. In my mind, the mind of a seasoned market sociopath who cares not for bulls and bears, just analyzes the data. Being scared now, as in July 21st, it's like watching Friday the 13th. Of course, the original independent slasher released in 1980 that spawned 3 decades of sequels and reboots. For the second time, and being just as scared even though you've seen the movie. And you know every single part and what's about to happen, what's coming. What's interesting about the state of fear is how we as humans change our decision-making processes. In a state of fear and panic, we desire to leave it at all costs, despite logic. So it's like we're walking down the trail at Crystal Lake Cabin, and we hear footsteps. You say, "Let's get out of here," and I say, "Hells yeah." And we start running in the first direction our feet start moving, which is inevitably right into the hands and the acts of, I suppose, a once said Jason Voorhees. Inversely, in a state of joy and comfort, we deliberate slowly, with as many options as possible to stay exactly where we are. Are those footsteps? I'm not sure. But the air out here is super fresh, so maybe we should stop talking and see if they are footsteps. I'd hate to cut this moonlight walk short. Well, maybe if we plug our ears, we'll stop hearing the footsteps and we can continue in our state of bliss and joy. And see, here's where the state of fear and panic meets the delusion of joy and security. And we start making equally as bizarre decisions to stay in joy. As we made to leave fear. And that's where FOMO waltzes in with its axe. And speaking of knowing what part of the movie is coming, we talked about Bitcoin hitting this level back at the end of November. We said the bear flag data could see a range that wasn't so pretty, the land down under at the 47.5-ish range. Well, yeah, she's not pretty, is she? Comes from the land down under at about the 47.5-ish range. And well, that's exactly where we are right now. So disappointed it happened? Yes. I'll raise you a little butthurt. Blindsided and shocked? Like a lumberjack with a goalie mask jumping out of the bush at us? No. We talked about it. It's what we do here. We talk about possible outcomes playing out. Sometimes they don't, and well, sometimes they do. But what happens on a day-to-day basis does not change the math and the inevitable outcome of this digital revolution and financial SHIT disturber. It's like we're on a tour bus driving around the desert, and the tour guide, which I suppose in this hypothetical metaverse, in my delusional imagination, well, I guess it's me. Yeah, it's me. And I'm saying over there is going to be a hotel with a roller coaster on top of it. And over there is going to be a replica of the Eiffel Tower with a hotel attached to the bottom. Oh, and right there's going to be a huge replica of a pyramid whose light can be seen from space. And everyone on the bus is just kind of nodding. Okay, cool, I guess. But I'll believe it when I see it. And well, of course, that's Vegas. And now, obviously, at one time it was just a desert of dreams. And at the end of the tour, half the bus will get up and say, that guy's cray-cray. And they'll leave, while the other half will get up and say, how do I get on this once-in-a-civilization opportunity? And the answer the tour guide will give them, which is me, is nothing. You're already in, so sit back and enjoy the ride. She's a wild one. But the harder the conflict, the more glorious the triumph. And right now, we're in a little bit of a dicey situation, folks. We have the 20 moving average barreling down the boulevard at us, with the 50 eyeing the party as well. Meanwhile, there's a giant wick elephant in the room, down at 41K. I suppose that it should be addressed. To me, there's an important level to get over here, more specifically to blow past. And that's the 52-ish level. I want to see price action get there and keep on trucking. 'Cause that will invalidate a series of head and shoulders patterns that we really don't want to let into the party. So stay on the bus, folks, and hopefully in a couple of days, I can replay this on my 13-inch TV Betamax combo, and we can laugh at how scared a lumberjack in a goalie mask made us. Twice. So remember, we're playing the same game as our psychopathic elected lead. That's right, it's the long game. So zoom out and have a fantastic day. A bit boy crypto morning tea. Oh, a ch-ch-ch.